Hey y'all, Eric here with another one. Thanks so much for joining me this week. Have a little bit of a different video. I went on a camping trip last week and they needed an extra griddle. I happen to have a Blackstone that my good friend Michael gave to me a few years ago, but stored it in the garage when we moved out to North Carolina. Haven't used it since, and it got a little rusty. So I thought I'd do a quick video on how to restore a Blackstone griddle or any sort of cast iron griddle that you might have. The things that you'll need to complete this project are a scraper, a griddle stone, and some cooking oil, whether it be vegetable oil, pork fat, beef fat, or even Crisco will do, any vegetable shortening, and a little bit of time, probably about 2 hours. I tried to make this video as short as possible so you can get out and start restoring your griddle as soon as possible. So without any further ado, if you enjoy the content, please like and subscribe, and let's get right into it.
As you can see, I have my scraper here. I'll leave a link in the description below of all the tools that I'm using. What I'm trying to do here is scrape all the surface rust. You're gonna see rust collect as you scrape around. As you scrape some of that coating off that you have from the past, you're gonna expose some rust, which is good. You wanna try to expose as much of that as you possibly can. It is not going to be perfect, but do it to the best of your ability. If you don't have a scraper, you can use steel wool or, a harder, scrub sponge. The scraper seems to work well. What you don't want to do is dig into the cast iron too much and cause more pitting. Once you're done scraping, I have a compressor. I just sprayed all the excess rust off, but if you want to rub it out, that's fine too. Next, you're going to pour some oil, any kind of cooking oil, as I mentioned before. I'm using vegetable oil here to begin with. And take your griddle brush, or griddle stone rather, and scrub. You want to scrub with pretty good pressure. You want to try and eliminate as much rust as you possibly can, exposing like a gunmetal gray. That's how you'll know that the rust is being taken care of. Make sure you get those sidewalls and everything else, even the outside of the griddle as well. And you're gonna keep repeating this. The griddle stone's gonna whittle down a lot, so don't be afraid there. Once you think you're done, just take a towel and rub off the excess oil. The oil is good because it catches a lot of the rust. As you can see, the gunmetal gray coming through, a lot of that rust is gone. That's exactly what we're looking for. And if you have anything that's left over, you wanna try and get rid of any sort of contaminants or remnants that's left behind, and get ready for cooking. So we're gonna turn on our griddle, high heat, and we're gonna put our first layer of oil on. Same oil, vegetable oil. And what I'm going to do is rub this around. We want a thin coat. We don't want it totally globbed on in certain areas. Just get a nice even coat on there. Make sure you get all sides. If you have to add more oil, that's okay. You're gonna see as you go along, you won't have to use as much oil because these cast iron won't be as porous. Now you turn on the griddle, or leave it on, and just let it smoke. As you can see here, you're really adhering it all in. Once you let that sit for about 20 minutes, turn off your griddle, let it cool a bit, add your second coat of oil. And you're gonna repeat this process. I did it 3 times. Again, get all the sides. Forgot the outsides on the first round, but that's okay. Try to get it as even as you possibly can. Start her back up. And then you're gonna let the griddle sit for another 15 to 20 minutes on high. You wanna see that thing smoking. I sped this up so you can see a little bit of the color starting to take place on the left-hand side of your screen on the griddle there. Once your time is up, come back, let it cool down a little bit, add another coat of oil. You can start to see that nice kind of brownish color starting to build up. That's what we want to see. That's not rust, that's just oil adhering to the cast iron. pour a lot of oil on there. If you pour too much, like I did here, as you can see, that's okay. Spread it around evenly. You can always use the excess to wipe down the sides. And then you're gonna let it smoke again, 15 to 20 minutes. Here's another sped up view of it cooking off. You can see that nice color starting to form. She's really starting to smoke now. You turn it off, you're going to add another coat of oil. You can see that the griddle is still a little hot, so you can spread it easily. Wipe it all down. Let her smoke again. About 15 to 20 minutes. And then on my last base coat, I used some shortening, mainly because I ran out of oil. But this coat you want to add warm and cover the whole entire cast iron and let it cool all the way. And the great thing about this is going to add a nice protective layer so that you can store your griddle safely. I store it in my garage so I don't use a cover, but I'll end up buying a cover for this. But that's it. You're all done, ready to go, and this is what she looks like. Please like and subscribe, and we'll see you on the next one. Bye now.